Hello, it's Brian here. Today we will be talking about the mystery surrounding the sudden disappearance of the Garden of Eden. So what if I told you that the Garden of Eden was not myth or a symbolic story? What if it was a real place that actually existed on Earth? And its disappearance is one of the greatest mysteries in biblical history? Stick around, because we're about to dive into some fascinating theories and biblical insights about the fate of this paradise. I've always wondered about the Garden of Eden. We know it was the perfect home God created for Adam and Eve, but what happened to it after they were expelled? The Bible doesn't give us a direct answer, but it does provide some intriguing clues. Let's start with Genesis 3, verses 23-24. After Adam and Eve's disobedience, we read, "So the Lord God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had been taken. After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life." Now here's where it gets interesting. The text suggests that the garden still existed after Adam and Eve left. God placed guards, cherubim, and a flaming sword to prevent humans from re-entering. But what happened next? Did the garden continue to exist on Earth? Some scholars believe that the garden may have been destroyed in the Great Flood described in Genesis chapters 6-9. The flood was so catastrophic that it reshaped the entire surface of the earth. Genesis 7 verse 11 tells us, "In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, on that day all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened." I think it's possible that this cataclysmic event could have wiped out any trace of the original garden. What do you think about this theory? But wait, there's more. Some Bible teachers have suggested that the garden wasn't destroyed, but was rather translated or taken up to heaven. They point to Revelation 2 verse 7, where Jesus says, "Whoever has ears, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I will give the right to eat from the tree of life, which is in the paradise of God." Could this paradise of God be the original Garden of Eden, now in heaven? It's an intriguing possibility, isn't it? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, "Brian, this is all very interesting, but does it really matter what happened to the garden?" Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, understanding the fate of Eden isn't just about satisfying our curiosity. It's about grasping the bigger picture of God's plan for humanity. The Garden of Eden represents the perfect relationship between God and humans, unspoiled by sin. Its loss symbolizes our fallen state, but the promise of a new heaven and a new earth in Revelation 21 verse 1 suggests that God plans to restore that perfect state. In fact, the description of the New Jerusalem in Revelation bears striking similarities to the Garden of Eden, complete with the tree of life. So what do you think happened to the Garden of Eden? Was it destroyed in the flood, taken up to heaven, or is it still hidden somewhere on earth, guarded by cherubim? Remember, while we may not have all the answers, the story of Eden reminds us of God's original intention for humanity and His promise to restore us to that perfect relationship with Him. As Romans 8 verse 19 tells us, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." So keep your eyes on the prize, friends. Whether or not we find the original garden, we have the promise of a new paradise to look forward to.